Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty nifty news to go talk about and do a little bit of a deep dive on. Now, as you guys probably know, this past week or so, I've been a little on the hyperfixation when it comes to the PlayStation 5 30th anniversary console. I was very lucky and had a chance to go get mine, and at the same time, we're going to be covering up different gaming news in the very near future, mainly because I just want to get all these topics out of the way and talk about it, and then after that, we're time to go and start talking about the degenerate gaming news as a whole. But right now, I want to go bring up an interesting topic, where right now people really don't necessarily know how many consoles were actually made for the 30th anniversary limited edition. Now, we do know on a high level that the Pro version, which is slightly more rare, only had around 12,000 consoles made, and we also have had now rumors that it's been to be worldwide. But one big thing to note is also the digital edition was slightly different, same with the portal and even the controllers. So we're gonna go talk about the fact that these numbers actually might be a little bit more rare than people are expecting. And for my mind, that's kind of cool because I did have a chance to lock mine on in, and I still have no idea what to go do with it. I keep on thinking I have to go buy a big plastic box, maybe give it away. I have no idea, but either way, we're gonna talk about the fact that this might be a little bit more rare than we thought it was. So subscribe if you guys are new with the notifications on. Subscribe to the second YouTube channel as well, all down below with the Twitters and Twitches for our PS5 Pro giveaway entries. And of course, a lot of you guys keep on picking up the PS5 Pro consoles for your own pre-orders. Those are all linked down below in the description. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all that one. And let's go dive on in. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on everything down below. So as I'm sure you guys probably know, the console dropped. We've been talking on the channel. We're waiting for more future drops. We don't necessarily know when, where, how, or even if there would be a lot more in the future. And the console itself is a pretty, rare console. But one thing I think a lot of people realize, and I think even PlayStation somewhat said this, is that this edition of the console is not only based down to a 12,000 limit. I was maybe 50-50 when it first came out. I was maybe thinking it'd be 12,000 pros, 12,000 these, but I do think the stock for this is a little bit higher. But although, if we want to do a little bit more of reverse engineering and kind of using our own guesstimation, the stock itself isn't that much crazy higher, to the point where this console will be somewhat more readily available, I would say, but due to the fact that it's a collector's edition, still very rare, and there's not going to be that many more extra drops. We're not going to be seeing this for the next 6 months. It's almost like one little cycle between now and the PS5 Pro, because we are assuming there may be a few more micro drops, there might be canceled orders, there might be bonus additional stock that might be sent on out, and as well same with the Costco vibe. But it seems all a lot shorter and a lot lower than we're kind of expecting. So I'm going to try to go do a little bit of my own research over here. And also my buddy Camo, we were talking about this on one of the live streams. Want to give a little shout to him too as well. Because we kind of just scheming up the idea of how many there actually might be out there. So if you guys did get one, leave a comment down below. If you guys think it's a little bit more rare than you guys thought, let me know. But I do think this is actually slightly better for anyone who had a chance to go get one. Now, I might just be giving myself up some of my own copium because I myself did go buy one myself. But at the end of the day, I do think these consoles are going to be pretty rare. And I think it'll be even rarer to go have one in a few years that's not open. I've actually seen a lot of people, and I think this is a good vibe, that we're saying they're going to open it, enjoy it, and utilize the console. Some people I know, even people who just had their very first ever PlayStation, and it was this. They saw the cool edition. They were like, hey, let's go kind of, get my credit card out. Why not? It's been a while. Looks cool. Let's go picking it up. So first and foremost is I do want to go and do a little extra thing I kind of learned about too as well, which is kind of a big duh if you guys look at the picture, but I actually wasn't sure 100% if you had the included PS5 controller with it. Now, the intriguing thing is, yes, you actually do get the PS5 Pro controller with it. Not Pro controller, but you get the controller with it, which as of right now on the markets are selling for $150 or so. So it's also included with the same console as well. And that's maybe also going to probably factor into the price points because the controllers are also rare. But people are being curious how many controllers we get, how many consoles you get. And as we mentioned for the Pro, that is around 12,000. So if you ever want to go look at the actual GameStop, which is surprising because they haven't even tweeted out since then, they actually made a few intriguing tweets saying, hey, we're going to be limited to 600 consoles every hour and only one per customer. And this is in regards to their multiple drops. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 total drops out there. So I'm sure you guys can probably do the actual math with it, where if you have 600 consoles per hour, as they have on official GameStop notices, times 6, which is the amount of drops they had in total 3,600 consoles, which you would maybe think is a lot, but at the end of the day, that's not really that much. So what else we want to go and say would be like, what other big major players are actually also getting consoles? Now, I do want to go reiterate that the stock might be a little bit different, but you have, let's say, Best Buy, you have Amazon, you go and then have GameStop, obviously, Walmart, and then the PS Direct. These are like the big 5 head honchos with a chance to go, and also Target. 6 big head honchos with a chance to go and see it. Now, once again, the stock might go and change out a little bit, but if you think about it, why would GameStop get way more or way less comparatively? So let's just go and say on the same like little like just theory crafting over here is that every single place maybe got for the same amount of stock that GameStop had of 3,600. Now the PS Direct, let's just go and throw an even way higher number than expected, just because like it's PlayStation, they got the good. They want to make sure people have a good PlayStation experience if they go to the website. This is probably not how it works out, and I just also want to factor in too, there might be a little bit more. Like maybe Amazon's technically one of the bigger companies, and of all of them, they might get more stock, or maybe Walmart has better vibes for a while. They might have individual contracts, whatever it might be. Some of these places might be a little bit more, but let's just use for the easy numbers GameStop as a whole. So if we go and factor this on in, we go and do this, we times this by 5, 1,800 consoles. Because, you know, once again, why would any other place, like why would Walmart get a lot less, or why would Amazon get a lot less? And then let's go into that very generous number of the 10,000 PS Directs. These are just guesstimates, okay? These are just pure guesstimates. We don't know exactly what they might be, but we do know from GameStop, because they even tweet out saying they'll have 600 consoles every hour, and the drops lasted about a minute if we were even lucky, with issues, with glitches, with bugs. So I almost want to say, just off the first impression, this console is actually a lot more rare than people were thinking. Because some of the numbers I always maybe expect was to be like in the hundreds of thousands, but even just using this as a really rough example, being somewhat generous, this is very low for stock. But let's also factor on in, some of these might get lost, some of them might get broken. We've already confirmed that people will be opening these and using them, because duh, it's a $500 product, and obviously a lot more people than expected will be doing that too as well. Not everyone's going to have these as collector's editions, and also there's quite a few people who were there specifically just to go and scalp them. Like, as you guys have probably seen on the eBay websites, there is a lot of listings. Like, people quite literally specifically went to try to go get it and scalp it, which is annoying. You guys have probably heard me complain about it, but price-wise, it's, well, expensive. Like, these are just for pure scalpers, probably hundreds of listings. So let alone the fact that there's going to be people who are going to be buying the console and using it, which is good. You should use it. Like, this is special for people. Why would you want to spend $500 on a console if you're not going to want to use it? Now, I myself might keep it because I'm a YouTuber. I think it's special. Like I've mentioned before, it's like I guess like my history of how I make content and why. I mean, I'm making a video on it right now. Like, you guys can kind of see why it's special to me. So I want to keep it. Like, I think it's unique. I may give it out to as well, because I know a lot of people had issues getting it. I'm not really sure. I'll be honest. I mean, a little greedy on it. I already got a PS5 Pro locked in. Oh, that's okay. I'm not sure. I still don't know. I'm going to decide at the end of the day. But I just want to make sure I do something for the lovely community out here. So this is basically saying if this is all factored well. Even if we want to double it, which I can almost guarantee you that's not going to happen, 50,000 consoles is a very low amount. Very low amount. And that's if we double this. And we already know for a fact GameStop did not get much more stock than this. They already confirmed it on Twitter. They confirmed it. Amazon might be a little bit bigger. Best Buy might be bigger, whatever it might be. But something like Walmart instantly sold out. Like, instantaneously within seconds. Same with Target. So the stock really probably wasn't that big at the end of the day if it's selling out instantaneously everywhere. Now, as well, we also saw the controllers too, where the controllers were basically instantly sold out and people are still trying to find additional restock ways. And we have not seen more drops with it so far. So even on the generous numbers, this console is going to be rare. Now, there is some other regions too. Don't forget, we have like Europe and Japan, but not the entire planet got this drop. There's only a few select individualized countries. So it almost kind of seems like this is going to be a lot more rare than people would ever have expected. Because using the numbers, as we mentioned too, it is a, well, very hard to get console, and right now we haven't seen any major more drops. Now, I'm under the assumption still, or at least maybe the hope more for you guys watching, we will see more drops, most likely. Now, I'm not sure exactly how much though, because they could just have canceled orders. It could just be a rarity. They might get more additional stock from PlayStation, but this is meant to be a 30th anniversary limited edition run. It's not meant to be something that's there forever. It's not meant to be something that's like you can go buy willy-nilly. It's meant to be something unique that most people don't get to have. And that's what makes it special. So it makes it cool. But at the same time, it does seem a little bit more rare, because we never knew how many consoles were out there. Some people were maybe guessing like 500,000, which is kind of a lot. No, definitely not even close to that. Maybe 100,000, if even that, but that seems also kind of high because don't forget America most likely to get the most amount of stock because we've already known in proper court documents and just general marketing, basically Americans get the hookup. And a lot of European stock was even worse as well when it came to this. Like just a lot of issues with this, a lot of problems with it because it just was going by so quickly. So I think this is a little bit special. Like it actually might be just based on really rough expectations, a little bit more unique than we kind of thought. And it kind of makes me, at least personally, a little bit more happy I got one. Now, I do want to give one out, maybe. I don't know. They're expensive. They're rare. Like, it's like I already got a PS5 Pro popping, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that with all the giveaway stuff down below. But apparently, this might be a little bit more unique, and we'll see how much more drops or bonus, like Stagler stock, will be out there in the next few days, which may adjust our kind of figures a lot. But I don't think there's more than 100,000 of these made throughout the entire planet. I would even say 50,000 would be a really special number. We don't know the specifics. We know it's probably over more than 12,000 from what we saw from these PlayStation Pro numbers, and we obviously had more additional wave in stocks from these other retailers. So we'll have to go and see. But at the end of the day, this is kind of cool that I even have one. So hope I don't seem off like I'm gloating or whatever, but that's cool. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Give me your thoughts and comments down below. For anyone who's invested in this one, we have the Twitters as well, all the other various stuff, and just appreciate you guys also watching in the first place.